Happy Saturday, everyone. It's May 13th already. I can't believe it. This morning I'm going to be working on my card for the recent Craft Roulette episode 163. Craft Roulette is so much fun, but last night it had CZ, Kathy Ziltsky, on there, and you know Kathy is just tons of fun. Just always a hoot. So I enjoyed that, and I didn't make my card last night because I wanted to really enjoy the show and listen to what all Kathy had to say. And so the wheel was kind of interesting last night. The project was 3 tags. The colors were Rose Garden, the element was May, and then random was masking. So that was kind of fun. And while I was watching the show, I did fiddle around and just kind of make 3 tags, but I'm not using them for my project today. But I just thought I'd show you. That's kind of what I did last night while I was watching the show, just kind of fiddled around with it. But I'm going to start off by making my card base. And I know the colors are Rose Garden, but if you'll bear with me, I think this will all come together. So I've got just some craft cardstock here. It's pretty heavy. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to score it at this 2 1/8, I think is what this is. I'm just going to score it right there. And then I'm just going to bend it in. And then I'm going to lay it back down, and I'm going to go to my 4 1/4 mark and score it again. And then I will just be creating, I think, what it's called a gate card fold. So that's what I've got. That's what I'm going to use for my card this morning. And then just scoring it really good. I'm going to pull up my chair so I can sit down and get comfortable. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of those tags that I made last night, and I'm going to center it up here and try to get it good in center and just cut off the corner of this. And then I'll flip it over and I'll cut off the corner of this. And as you can see, I'm creating 3 tags. So I'm going to meet that element in which I have 3 tags. And I'm just going to snip, turn it over, and snip. I got to get the right angle on that. Being careful not to cut myself. Okay. So I've essentially got 3 tags. The only thing that's missing is the hole. And so I'm just going to get my ruler and I'm going to try and center this to some extent. My hole right there. Just going to make a mark. Make another mark. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the inside, because obviously our tag usually has always has a punch in it. So I'm going to go right here, I think. And then I'm just going to, and I don't know if you can see that, I've just got these tiny lines there. I'm just going to bring in my Crop-A-Dile, and I'm going to try and line it up. I don't know if this is in the frame or not, but I'm just going to try and get that spot marked on there lined up. And I've got the wrong, I need to turn this. Actually, I put it in the wrong spot. Okay. So I'm going to do it back here. Oops. Okay, I needed to push that back. There's actually 2 hole sizes on there, and I needed to push it back all the way. I had the wrong one. It's been a while since I've used it. So I'm going to line it up with that spot I made there. And I've got my tag. And I'm just going to do it again. And then do it again. Okay, so now I have my first element. So that's fun. I just woke up this morning and thought, I know how to make 3 tags on a card. Make the card 3 tags. So I think that'll be super, super fun. Now you're thinking, you know, this craft cardstock is not really Rose Garden colors, but I went with it because I had this rose pattern paper and I thought it would look just lovely on there. So that's why I went with the craft cardstock. So I'm going to use it. But before I do that, I've got to do some masking. And I'm like, what in the world am I going to do for some masking? And so I think what I'm going to do is I had cut out die cut this out, which is a scrapbook.com die set. And I'll list everything in the link below. But I thought I could use it to mask and create a pattern on my craft cardstock. So I'm just going to take some of my tape and just kind of tape it down. And I also want to, whoa, my tape thing just ran out, and I'm running low on tape. I just realized this morning, got a hair in there. And I'm just going to tape it off so that I don't get it on the back of my card. And I pulled some colors that I think will work in here. And I think I decided to go with, I've got 3 colors that I'm going to use, I think. But I'm going to use this rusty hinge to mask. I'm going to get this. I'm going to use this one here. It's a new one. It's got a little bit on there, but I'm going to use this. And I think this will be my masking technique. And it'll be on my, let me see if I got that lined up quite right. It looks like it might be off a little bit. Right there. I can see a little bit of the edge of the card. Okay. And then I'm just going to use this little die cut as my stencil and just kind of go over it and add this color to my craft cardstock. And this is going to be my masking technique. I don't have a lot of stencils, so that's basically why I'm using this. And I don't have any of that magic mask that they do with the die cuts. I don't have any of that either. So I'm using what I've got. And I'm hopeful that it'll turn out all right. So I think I've got that sufficient. I'm just going to pull it up very carefully because I need to reuse it because I just ran out. And I'm going to lay that aside, pull this up, and we're going to see. And that's what we've got. So that's kind of fun. So if you don't have stencils, you can certainly, I'm going to clean this because I'm trying to keep everything nice and neat. You could basically die cut out something and use it as a stencil. So I'm excited about that. That has been just laying on my desk, in which I've done nothing with. So that's kind of fun that I had that, and I'm going to be able to do it. Now I'm just going to, and I'm going to use the other side in hopes to not mess it up. So we'll just do it, try to do it the same way on this side. There we go. Whoops, it moved on me. All right, let's get it lined up again. Trying to get it right on that edge. Okay. Clean my fingers, and I'm going to just do the same thing to the other side. Don't move on me. Don't move on me now. I think I'll put my hand over here and see if I can hold it a little bit better. And I chose this color because it is in my paper pattern. Oh, I think that's going to work out just fine. So that's cute. Okay. So I'm getting a little creative this morning. Got some creative juices going. Anyway, got that stuck to my finger. All right, so now we've got our card and we've done our masking technique, and there we have it. So I think that is fun. So it needs to dry a little bit. I'm going to set it aside. And I had those at 2 1/8. Now I'm going to need to cut my paper down because I want to lay it on the inside of that tag. So I'm going to bring this over and we're going to measure. I think it's it was 2 1/8. So I'm going to make a 2-inch, I think a 2-inch strip of paper will work just fine. So I've got I need to move this out of the way. Do a little cleanup as I'm moving along here. I'm going to move my elements outside of that too. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up at the 2-inch mark. And I'm going to need 2 of these. Okay, I think that's going to work. Now, these are going to be, let's see, I was thinking about, I'm just going to kind of peekaboo at it real quick. I'm going to make them thinner than that because I want to be able to see that pattern on there. So I made it 2. I think I'm going to take it down to 1 1/2. Hopefully that'll work. We'll take a peek at it. See how that looks. All right, so I've got 2 good straight 1 1/2-inch pieces, and we're going to do that. And they're going to go on the front. And I think I'm going to make them look like a tag too. So I'm just going to take my tag and tag that. Hopefully tag that. And then that'll be a tag on there too. Okay, so that's going to work. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So I think that'll be okay. So we've got our tag. I'm just going to roughly punch a hole in the center of it. I should have just done them both together. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to tag this up. And it looks like I probably need to take off 1.25 inches. I'm going to take 1.25 inches off of it. Hopefully it's not getting too messy. Make sure I line this up right. That looks good. And then take off 1.25 inches off of this one. Get it lined up good. Oh, that's where it wants to move on me. There we go. All right, there we go. So now we've got our, I think this will meet our rose garden colors. Roses come in all different colors, not necessarily red or pink or whatever. I actually bought my daughter some roses for Mother's Day and gave them to her yesterday, and they were more of a deeper coral color. So this kind of goes along with it. Wonder if I should do it like that, maybe. That might be kind of fun. Wonder if this will work as well. Looks like I got a little bit higher on that one. Maybe I'll just do it like this. It'll be less noticeable. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lay these tags down on my base. Okay, So I've got my 3 tags, my rose garden, and my masking, and then we have the May element. Of course, April showers bring May flowers, so you could use that. But I also think maybe butterflies. I don't know, do we see butterflies in May? I'm thinking I'm going to use that. I just had a bird hit my window. I don't know if you heard that, but it just boom, right into the window. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some, I've got this piece here where I was practicing, and I kind of made a mess out of it. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to grab some of my blending brushes for what I've got here, and I am going to just ink up some paper. I've got Tattered Rose, and I thought all these inks that I have, these Distress Oxides, would go with my pattern paper. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take and ink up some paper, and this is not very dark. I'm going to go heavy-handed on this and just kind of ink this up. There we go. Get a little bit darker there. And it doesn't matter what it looks like because I'm going to die cut out of this, is what I'm planning to do. And I need to get basically a couple of these butterflies out of each of these panels, so I'm just going to aim for that with my inking. So I'm just going to speed up this inking, and we'll go from there. Okay, to save time, I did get all my die cutting done off camera, and I did the assembly of most all of my butterflies. I just need to put this little body on this butterfly here, and I did use a green ink that I thought would kind of coordinate with the paper pattern. So I'm just going to lay this little guy down on here. And then what I'm thinking is I'm going to lay my butterflies out on the edge of this and glue them down, and then I'm going to do the other one on the inside, and hopefully it'll work out. So I think that's what I want to do, is right like that. Let me kind of lay them where I want them. And then this one. I think I'm going to do it like that. I think that's pretty. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just glue this side of it, because this side's what's going to hold it down. And I'm just going to get it positioned like that. Whoop, I'm going to have to be careful to not glue that down. In fact, I'm going to grab something to lay in between there. I think I'll just use one of these tags that I made. I'm just going to lay that in between there so that I don't glue that down. And then I think I took this one next. Whoops, I guess I need to do the back of that. Just do the back of it. I don't know why I was gluing on the card base there. And just get it positioned how I want it. Oh, my little body came off. Oh, it must have not been dry yet. That must have been the one. I think that was the one I just put on there. Need to be careful with it. Okay. And then lay this one here. Kind of get an idea where I want it, I think, is what I'm doing. Okay. I keep wanting to glue on that card base. I don't know what I'm doing this morning. And then I'm going to do it like that. Now I've got 6 of these, and I've never tried this, so I'm going to try it again and see what I can do. And they are different, but I'm going to try and line them up behind there, so that when you open it up, it's on both sides. So that's going to be kind of tricky. So basically, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it right like this. I'm going to put my, let me see, I'm going to take it right like that and get it lined up as best I can. Very carefully. Hold this down, bring this, actually let's pinch it and go the other way. Little tricky. And just lay it down like that and then lift that up. That should work. Got a little bit of glue on there. I got to be careful of that. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, cool. I like it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I think what I could actually do is, I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I wish I had a smaller one. Well, I've got this one. Bring out the old paper clip. No, I think this is going to work better. And just pinch them together. And put my glue on it. And then just flip it over. Take that off and press it down. Okay, yeah, that kind of worked. All right. I seen Gina K, a video that Gina K did that was very similar to this, and I got some glue on the inside, but it's not, did I glue the wrong side? I don't know. Got some glue on there. I think I did. How did I do that? I don't know. All right. I'm going to have to make sure I've got enough glue on that side to hold it down right. I think I glued the wrong side. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to put a panel in here so it won't matter that I did that. I'm going to raise that up. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, so I know what I need to do. I need, if you're doing this at home, you need to clip it there on that side and glue this side. That's what I did wrong. So you guys get to learn from my mistakes if you do this. So I just clipped it on the wrong side and then press down and then lift up. Okay, cool. So now those are on there. I didn't like this card, this color scheme, until I added these butterflies, so now I'm excited about that. Okay, so I've got that, and now I just need to do the inside. And like I said, I got some glue on there, but I don't think it's going to matter because I think I need to lay maybe a panel in there. I wonder, will this color scheme look good with it? I think that could look really good with it. So I think what I'm going to do is, this is actually a card panel. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm actually going to maybe use a scallop die or something, because I think that would be pretty on the inside. And I found one that I haven't even used. This is one of those inexpensive Amazon dies. So if you saw my one of my recent videos, I talked about using some inexpensive dies to build your crafts stash. You know, some of these things are, and they work really well. I buy a lot of spell binders, but they can be kind of pricey. I love them, and I love the results I get with them, but sometimes you need some inexpensive stuff. So I'm just going to go and die cut this out real quick, and then we'll get it assembled. Okay, so I did die cut that out, and it's really a cute little panel. It's got a little stitching on it, so that's going to be fun, and I'm just going to lay it down in the center of my inside tag, which is tag number 3. And just try and get this laid down where I want it. I think that looks pretty good. And then I've got this Everything Sentiments, I think is what this is called. And I've got a birthday sentiment. And I'll try to remember to put everything in the description box that I can. I don't, I'll have to get some links for them, but, and normally I use my tweezers, but I don't have them. I'm just gonna set this down. And I could have easily done a Mother's Day to kind of bring in that May element. Whoops, just move that a little bit. But I have made so many Mother's Day cards. I made some for a party. I talked about it on some of my videos, and I just I didn't want to do another Mother's Day card. So May is a birthday month, and so I need birthday cards for May. So that's my May element. And I'm just going to lay this down in here. And I think it's a pretty card. It did come together. I wasn't sure because it's not my normal color scheme, but I think what fun is that? Super, super fun. So I hope you like my card and you might consider making it. It's pretty fun. So I think I've covered, you know, I've got my tags 1, 2, 3, and my little rose garden color scheme, my element May birthday, and I did the masking in the background there. So that was kind of fun and different, and I like it. So I hope you like it too. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel, and we'll have some fun making some cards. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Bye-bye.